What's up, everybody? I am Destroyer, your coach of the Emerald City Extreme Speed, and I'm excited today to introduce you guys to a new draft that I joined. We are in the ICP, the Insanely Competitive Pokemon Draft League. We are in a kind of a standard format draft as far as most drafts that you'll see out there. We get 115 points and 25 Tera points to get up to 3 Tera captains and between 9 and 11 Mon in total. I picked in the number 8 spot in this draft. I'm really excited to introduce my first pick. It's one that I've been wanting to try out in the last few leagues that I've joined, but I've been drafting too far down to get it, and so I haven't been able to get my hands on it until now. And that first pick is Terapagos. Again, never used it before. I have some specific kind of plans and combinations that I wanted to try out with it. In general, it's just a very good bulky mon. Its Tera Shell ability is like a multi-scale, but much better because its first attack is always not very effective compared to Dragonite, who just takes half. So, always get a free setup turn with this thing. Just a really good ability to have. I have some ways that I'm hoping that I can be able to abuse that ability. And yeah, this thing is just very versatile as a support mon as well as a setup sweeper. Excited to give it a try. Next up, we drafted this one a little bit early. It hurt me to draft it this early, but I really wanted to try it out. And that mon is Rillaboom. There was another team that had drafted Sneasler already, and I was afraid that if it got back to them, we weren't going to be able to get Rillaboom. I want Rillaboom because of its grassy terrain ability. I'm kind of building a lot of elements around this team around having Rillaboom and grassy surge ability here. In particular, this will help with the longevity on Terapagos, potentially helping it to reheal to where it can get its shell back multiple times is kind of what I'm hoping for there. Beyond that, it's going to again provide support to other members on our team here. Rillaboom can be a really good offensive threat on its own. It's also very naturally bulky. It's not super fast, but it does have a stab, grassy glide, which is a really powerful move with train up. So we can use this thing for priority and revenge killing, as well as, again, to support for the rest of our team, and a good bulky pivot to have. Next up in round 3, I was really excited to get this mon, especially since I had to take Rillaboom round 2. We got Deoxys Speed. It'll be our second time using Deoxys Speed. Honestly, don't feel like I really used it to its full potential the first time that I had it in WPF, so I'm excited to try out some new things with it here in this league, in ICP. So, Deoxys Speed is oftentimes a first round pick, so I was really excited to get it in the third round here. It's very versatile as well as far as being a good support mon. It has such a deep move pool. It has both Stealth Rock and Spikes to be our spiker hazard setter. But it's also can nasty plot, it can cosmic power, it can set up screens, it can paralyze, it can do a lot, and it's the second fastest mon in the game. So we've secured some top end speed for our team here with Deoxys Speed, obviously, and just a really valuable, flexible mon that hopefully we can use in a lot of different ways. Again, got some great value going into round 4 when we picked up Raging Bolt. I've used Raging Bolt once before. It's been a really long time. I'm excited to use it again, and I picked it up kind of halfway through the season before, so I didn't get to use it quite as much as I want to. But non-Tera Raging Bolt, because it is a low to mid-tier Tera in this format here. Still great value to have in the 4th round. We're benefiting from, again, that grassy terrain, because one of the best ways to kill a Raging Bolt is to use Earthquakes against it, or ground anyways is one of its main weaknesses, obviously. Excuse me. Obviously grassy terrain has earthquake damage, in case you're unaware. It does not have high horsepower or earth power or other ground moves, but it does have the most common and most powerful ground move, which is earthquake. So that'll help us a lot, as well as, again, another bulky mon that we have that doesn't naturally have recovery, which will hopefully benefit from our terrain here. And yeah, we just want to use this thing. We can use it as a bulky pivot, as well as a setup mon, as well as a choice mon. A variety of things that we can do with this thing here. Really excited to have a full season of Raging Bolt ahead of us to see what this thing can really do. Next up, I got kind of a glue. It's a couple of key types that I wanted to secure, and I felt it worked really well with the mons that we already had, and that mon is Primarina. One that I've used before and really enjoyed. I think it's only been one season that I've had it so far in a reduced meta. It was really a star for my team. Really bulky. Again, a great bulky setup mon. So you got a couple of good bulky setup mons on this team so far. Bulky water as well as fairy are two really key types. Primarina embodies both of those and is a great value to get in the 5th round, in my opinion. It also covers the weaknesses of our other teammates really well. We have a couple of ice weaknesses which it will resist. We have, obviously, for Dragon, we have the immunity to that for Raging Bolt. It resists fighting as well, being a fairy type for our Terapagos. It resists dark attacks that might be threatening our our Deoxys speed. So it just really seemed like a really good glue kind of defensive pivot piece, which can also be a really good offensive threat as well. Next up, Mon really felt like it was really starting to have kind of budget issues at this point, realizing, hey, there's a lot of good Mon here, and I'm running out of money. This was a really good, what I felt was a good budget pick to kind of glue together again the rest of what I've been building so far, and that Mon is Fortress. This gives us a really consistent rapid spinner. It also gives us a secondary spike and stealth rock option, as well as a poison spike option. Fortress is kind of the hazard master there, which takes some pressure off of Deoxys speed from having to run hazards every week if we want to have hazards. It's a good steel type, a steel type that can pivot, and again it comes in as a steel type to resist fairy for us, to resist iced attacks as well, and it's a steel type that is neutral to fighting, which is a weakness that we have for Terapagos. So this felt like a good defensive pivot for us to have. It also can be very disruptive and supportive, again with the hazards, but also with dual screens and Thunderwave, and potentially even some physical setup options with it as well. Next, we got our first Tera Captain, kind of our main Tera Captain. We're really excited to get this one and try it out for a season. I've never drafted it before. And that mon is Terapagos. So Terapagos was one of the more expensive Tera Captains that was allowed in this format. Obviously, we have our grassy surge ability, and we're kind of going to be built around primarily a terrain team. At least that's the mode that we want to run most often anyways. Certainly we'll have some variations from that, but that will be an easy way for us to activate Unburden here. We usually do require a little bit of setup with Hawlucha. It's got kind of a lower attack stat, but it has really good high base power stabs with Brave Bird, Acrobatics, as well as Close Combat. And with the Tera Captain option, it gives us whatever coverage we need, or a defensive Tera to help us get an extra turn of setup. I think this is just going to be a really strong Tera Captain into this format, and I'm excited to use it. I honestly, when I was kind of conceiving this team before drafting it, I really wanted to have Sneasler as well. Well, we weren't able to get Sneasler, but I think Terapagos will be a really good substitute in its place. Next, we got our second Tera Captain, which is Tera Rhyperior. We're getting down in points, as you can see. We needed a ground type. Had a couple other options available as well, but Rhyperior is a really strong mon with Tera. It has an awful type. Ground and rock together are just there's multiple 4x weaknesses to water, as well as grass, as well, just a whole bunch of other weaknesses as well. With solid rock and good bulk and the ability to Tera, it really takes away obviously the glaring weaknesses that its natural types have. This thing has 140 base attack, so it can be a breaker for us as well, especially if we have Terapagos, who kind of usually needs a little bit more setup. Rhyperior is the highest attack stat that we have on our team, and this thing can come in with some high base power stab moves and do some really good damage to break for us. It can also set up again with Stealth Rock, as well as a number of other options that it has available too. It's got a really deep move pool already, and Tera will just help to add to that, as well as just be, again, a good defensive option for it. So our last mon, we were missing one key type, and I think I kind of found the perfect mon for the price. We used up all of our budget when we got Grafai. Grafai seemed like the perfect mon for our team here. because it's a poison type with Unburden. So this is another one that can potentially benefit from Grassy Seed, just like Hawlucha in a respect. We can use Unburden on it if we want. We also have Prankster, one of the best abilities in the game. We can encore things into setup. There's lots of good tricks that you can do with Grafaiai involving Prankster. So Unburden, even Poison Touch is a great ability. We can use this thing as a pivot. I really like the ability to pivot, and almost all the mons in my team can pivot in some way, shape, or form, I think, other than Terapagos and Rhyperior. But yeah, so it's got 3 great abilities we can hopefully abuse. It also really helps out with our speed tiers a bit. Having just 9 mon on this team, we had some kind of big gaps in our speed tiers. We had Deoxys at 180. We have Hawlucha at 119. And then after that, it went all the way down to, I think, Rillaboom at 85. So we have this thing at 110, which still honestly leaves a bit of a speed tier gap there. But it's better than it was. So this really seemed like the best mon for our team. Excited to have him. And guys, that is the team for this league. Really excited to be a part of ICP. It's a great league with a great reputation. And I think it's going to be a really competitive season. These are mons that I'm mostly not really that comfortable with, and so I think it could be a little bit of growing pains potentially, but that this is going to be a really fun team for us this season, and I'm excited to use it. So hope to see you guys in the season. I think that the upload day is going to be Sunday for this league, so we'll hope to see you guys next Sunday as well.